I'm Sarah Dawkins from Sarah Dawkins Essential Health. On the 7th of January 2023, we hosted the Heal Yourself online summit, where 15 experts in self-healing kindly gave up their time to impart their wisdom to audiences watching live on Facebook, Twitter and LinkedIn. We've taken all of these live videos and made them available to you here, free on YouTube, for everyone to benefit. I hope you enjoy this and find it helpful. If you want to watch the rest of the speakers, you can do so here. Please don't forget to like and comment on this video and subscribe to my channel. If you want to find out more about myself, my journey and the journey of others through self-healing, you can visit my website at www.sdessentialhealth.com, and you can find my book Heal Yourself on Amazon. Links are in the description below. Thank you for your time. This is the clip of Susanne Wiechert, who's a health and empowerment and resilient coach. She's also an artist. She's coming from the UK and she's talking about gratitude, mindfulness and meditation.
Thank you so much, Sarah, and it's been wonderful to hear. Thank you. Right. Well, it's been wonderful to see you speaking, to hear some of what you're saying, and whilst you've been talking, Sarah, we've been sorting out some technical issues in the background. So I hope if you can bear with me. Paul is in the background and he's going to be helping me to move my slides along because I don't have control of them. So when you hear me say, next slide, please, that will be the indication for Paul to do that for me. So I'm really honoured. I feel honoured to be here, part of this amazing production that you've put together, collaboration of people who are just here who are wanting to help others to heal themselves. And of course, we've been hearing all about your story, Sarah, which is just amazing. And of course, you know, in a world where for many, life has become so frantic, stressful thoughts, worries, things that, you know, get the better of us over time. What can we do? There are lots of different things that we can do to help ourselves, and you've heard some things from Sarah, and you've got more people coming to share their stories with you as well. But today, in terms of talking about healing yourself, what you can do to heal yourself, I have chosen these 3 topics: gratitude, meditation, and mindfulness, because I have found them to be so effective, life-changing in ways I would never have expected before. I think that this can be overlooked. We tend to think that, oh yes, gratitude, it's one of those things that, oh, it's easy to do, to say our thank yous, but there is so much more to it than meets the eye. So if Paul could move on to the first slide that I've got for you. And I can see here that not all the typed words are there, so I'm going to fill in for you because the typeface has been changed in the upload. So there's our first challenge, but you've got a beautiful picture to look at. And I'm going to be reading out some words from a transcript of a video that was produced over 10 years ago by Brother David Steindl-Rast, who's an author, scholar, and Benedictine monk who is 96 years old. And he produced the most beautiful video that really had an enormous impact on me. And since we're beginning with this topic, gratitude, I'd just like you to listen in. I'm going to ask you this question following Brother David's words. Do you think this is just another day in your life? It's not just another day that's given to you. It's the one day that is given to you today. It's a gift. It's the only gift you have right now, and the only appropriate response is gratefulness. If you learn to respond as if it were the first day in your life, and indeed the very last day, then you will have spent this day very well. Begin by opening your eyes and be surprised that you have eyes you can open, an incredible array of colours in front of you, constantly offered to us for pure enjoyment. Look at the sky. We so rarely look at the sky, really look at the sky. We so rarely note how different it is from moment to moment, with clouds coming in and going. Open your eyes. Look at the faces of people around you whom you meet. Each one has an incredible story behind their face. Open your heart to the incredible gifts that civilization gives us. You flip a switch and there's electric light. You turn a faucet, a tap, and there's warm water, cold water, and drinkable water. A gift that millions and millions in the world will never experience. Open your heart to all these blessings and let them know, let them flow through you, that everyone whom you will meet on this day will be blessed by you, just by your presence. Aren't those just beautiful words? I just thought it would be a really lovely way to open up with this subject of gratitude. Did you know that practicing gratitude can actually make you happier? And what can you do to practice it? As Brother David Standel-Rust tells us to do, to open our eyes, to look, to listen. But there are things that you can do actively as well. And you may well have, you might even be doing this yourself, but one of the things that I do first thing in the morning after I've just said my thank yous when I've woken up is I write in my journal. I have a journal, and it's not just about writing lists of things. It's about writing in a way that truly shows my feelings, where I can express myself as to what makes me feel good, what I'm thankful for, to show my appreciation, to express my appreciation in ways that are truly meaningful. There are many other ways that you can use gratitude. And if we can move on to the next slide, please. Let me explain here. You see a few pictures with the words 4 things we can never get back. It is said, it is a saying, that there are 4 things in life that we can never get back. The spoken word after it is said, the moment after it is missed, time after it has passed, and trust after it is lost. You might think, well, that last one is debatable, and well, I think that it could be retrieved depending on how we go about things and what we do. So how else can the practice of gratitude really benefit you? Did you know that using gratitude in active ways and also with meditation and mindfulness can lift your self-esteem, can help you sleep better, can naturally make you feel kinder towards others. Being in a state of gratefulness and appreciation puts the body into an energy of calm, collectedness, ease, and it also instills feelings of happiness and joy. We begin to feel stronger and more energized just by practicing gratitude. We can even have greater clarity of mind, and we feel more inspired and motivated. Next slide, please. So, when we begin to combine these practices, going into meditation, using them together, it's amazing how synergistically they work together. Using meditation is something that you perhaps already practice, or you haven't given it a go because you think, oh, I can't clear my mind. Well, of course you can't, because the average person has anywhere between 50 and 70,000 thoughts in their head in a day. I mean, that's mind-boggling, right? But obviously, you're not conscious of that. But the vast majority of those thoughts are the same. And subconsciously, they're churning over and over and over and over again. So when you think about meditation, it's not necessarily about, being atop a mountain and sitting in a particular position, or being by the seaside looking over the ocean, or being in a room full of other people who are sitting on the floor cross-legged and doing their meditations. Meditation doesn't have to be like that. It's not about clearing your mind, because as I just mentioned, that's not possible. However, we can calm the mind. And it's a way of entering into the quiet, into the stillness that is already there. So I'm going to invite you to just sit with me for a moment. Focus on your breathing. Right now, take a couple of breaths, breathing in slowly, deeply, right down into your belly. And as you breathe out, allow those shoulders to drop. Take another deep breath in. Notice what your breath is doing. Is it shallow? Is it rapid? Is it slowing down? Notice that it is a way of entering into the quiet that is just there, inside of you. You can do that anywhere you please. Even if you're sitting at a desk working, you can zone out, change your focus, move your head, look at a point on a wall somewhere, and just focus on that and your breathing. And notice how you can enter into the stillness of your mind. Ways of meditating can be just going for a walk, focusing on each step, just that. Allow yourself to be just the walker. And if meditation is new to you, why not have a go at a guided one? There are many out there on YouTube, in other places. There are apps for them. But when you are out, and you're walking in nature, allow yourself to enter into the colour, merge with the colour of nature around you, focus in on that, or take some time to sit down and just listen to the sounds of woodland. I'm very lucky to be able to go and walk regularly in woodland because they happen to be close by to where I live. And in that forest bathing, I feel that my entire being relaxes, calms, and yet re-energizes as well. And those feelings of gratitude and gratefulness, they just come through of their own accord. Next slide, please. So, as I mentioned earlier, there are such great benefits when the mind is calm. Just think how much better you can focus, because when you're in a heightened state of anxiety, the mind often scrambles, doesn't it? But if you can take a few moments just to do some breathing, focused breathing, it's amazing how quickly you can again focus. Think clearly, to be able to make better decisions or to make decisions more easily. And confidence can increase, can make you feel lighter, less burdened. So, moving into the subject of mindfulness, you see how all of these three are connected, merging together. What is it? Are you familiar with mindfulness already? It's been a buzzword for quite a long time, especially in business, but also all around. Even some schools in primary have taken on practices of meditation and mindfulness for children at times. So let's explore this a little. What does it really mean? Next slide. I call it the art of noticing. Simply said, it's true awareness. But what is true awareness? How can we put that into practice right now? What can you notice in this moment as you see me on the screen speaking to you? Are you aware of everything in your periphery? As I sit here, I'm very much aware of the painting up on the wall, the desk lamp right to my left here, a glass of water for me to drink, pens and pencils, all sorts of things around me. Plant on the windowsill. What do you notice in your periphery? This is all part of your awareness and how the mind works. Do you notice just the hair on your head without touching it? Notice the edges of your ears. Notice the surface that you're sitting on, or the intonations of my voice as I speak and as you listen. How much do you notice the atmosphere of a room when you walk into a room, the energy of a person as you are interacting together? Or maybe you notice the energy of a person from a distance. The twitter of the birds outside when you open the window or walk out, the rustle of the leaves, the wind through the trees, or the sound of water as it's running out of the tap and you're brushing your teeth. So why have I chosen these particular topics, gratitude, meditation, and mindfulness, to speak to you, when I have an array of other practices that I also work with my clients? Well, you see, at the end of the day, slide change, please. I'm also a mother of two. I have two grown-up children, and when they were little, they had some health issues. And we did all of the things that a parent does to help them. My son at the time in particular suffered very badly from asthma and eczema. And everything we tried, we were always firefighting. And that's what got me interested in looking at other ways that I could help him. And initially it started with nutrition. And then it went into energy medicine. And then learning about how the mind works. And it was when I got to that point where I realized what an enormous difference it makes when we learn as to how much we are truly in control of what's going on in here. So as I say, I'm not just a health practitioner. My microphone stopped, okay. Gosh, let's try again. What can I do? I'm not sure. Yes. Have I gone? Have you lost me completely? Um, is it just you, or should I continue? Okay, can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Okay. Yes? Looks like we're having a bit of a technical issue here, but let me continue. Okay, all right. Well, I'm still here, and it seems that others can hear me, so I will continue. And what I was saying was that at the end of the day, I might well be a health empowerment and resilience coach, a mental health advisor, specialist, and work with you for all sorts of health reasons. However, I'm also a person with needs, a mum, a daughter of elderly parents, and I need to do these things to help myself as well. And I have found these to be so life-changing, heart-touching. And of course, I love to share my knowledge and share experiences with people from all walks of life, whether those are teachers, people who are parents who work, children, young people, all ages. And when you begin to explore these practices fully so that you can make them a habit, you begin to shift your energy. So if you are looking to shift your energy, if you are looking for improved mental well-being, better sleep at night, if you are looking to improve your productivity, make better decisions because you're not scrambled up here and fretting and stressed out the whole time, then I invite you and I encourage you to take on these practices of gratitude, meditation, and mindfulness. Cast your mind for a moment back to those four things that I spoke about, where it's said in life that there are four things that we cannot get back. So instead of rushing from one thing to the next, being in a hurry the whole time, racing from one thing to another, to the next, to the next, I implore you to stop and smell the roses, stop and look at the sky, stop and breathe deeply, and close your eyes and just notice. And with this, I'd like you, please, to take a few moments and look at your hands. Look at your hands. Next slide, please. As I take you through a poem that will get you thinking about these that you take so for granted at times. So take a look at your hand. What do you see? Take a look at your hands. What do you see? I see a pair of hard-working, faithful friends that look after me. They help me dress and undress each day, to wash and groom myself, to cook and clean and wipe away. I see a pair of dedicated friends that held and pushed and pulled year after year, never giving up, always trying again to do that which was necessary, even relieve some pain. I see a pair of loving friends that touch and care, caress and heal, whether for lover, child, mother, father, or stranger, it matters not. Each deserve to our love to feel. Look at your hands. What do you see? I see creators of so many things. The list is endless. Directors, writers, indicators, instruments, paintbrushes, typists, speakers, bakers. I shout with glee. Look at your hands with love and tenderness. Know that not all have the use of something so precious. Appreciate, respect them, remember with sweetness all that is meaningful, an extension of you, so special. Next slide, please. So I'm here now just to say thank you. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for bearing with us as we have had some technical issues. I hope that I've been able to give you an insight, a feeling, a little experience of how gratefulness and meditation and mindfulness can make a real difference in your life. Sometimes I use these even through creativity. It's another way that you can use and create greater gratefulness in your life and appreciation. Express it in creative ways. Sarah mentioned that I'm also an artist, and I use that in order to practice my mindfulness and meditation as well. So you see, there are endless ways that you can get into a place of calm, greater satisfaction within yourself and all that is around, understanding, appreciation, acceptance, and all those benefits I spoke about earlier. So to finish, I would just like to ask if anybody has some questions that they'd like to ask me that I can answer back. Hopefully, we'll be able to see them here in the stream. I can see that Owen has said the mind is so powerful. I wish everyone gets to know how much we are in control of our lives if we can harness the power of our minds. Absolutely, absolutely. me just see. Oh, we've got some great. Thank you, everybody. It was good to know that you could hear me, and thank you for your comments about my approach of meditation, the act of noticing. There is an expression that I learned a few years back called "notice what you're noticing," and it's those things that, when I was, for instance, taking you through that moment of notice the hair on your head or the edges of your ears, because you don't have to see them to notice them, do you? You don't have to see or feel anything to notice it. So have you got any questions with regard to that? The ability to notice? I think the mind is the most incredible thing. One of the things that I'd like to, as a closing statement perhaps, that I'd like to say to you is, be in awe. Be in awe at the miracle that is you. Because what's within you is far greater than anything that is outside of you, anything that you know, anything that you're facing right now. You are the miracle. And if you go within and you notice all the things that you can change in terms of how you think about it, how you perceive it, anything is possible in this life.
Hello, and thank you for that, Susanne. That was beautiful. So much wisdom and advice from you.
Thank you.
It is absolutely about becoming conscious, isn't it? And being aware of what surrounds us, because we can live our lives on autopilot for so long that we forget to see and stop and take a moment.
Absolutely. I've just noticed a question I'd like to answer, if that is okay. Tracy Dudley says, how can you feel gratitude when things are bleak in your immediate circumstance? And absolutely, that is such a valid question, because many people will be thinking that, things are so terrible. And it is about getting into that feeling of joy. It's the feeling that you must evoke inside of you. So when you then focus on something little, something that is on you, within you, something that you know, whatever your circumstances that you can think of that will bring you a feeling of joy, a memory, something, just so that you can change the energy within inside you. That is how you can get into those feelings of gratefulness. That there will always be something that will help you to change the energy inside you.
It's always about a choice, isn't it, Susanne? We've always got the choice, and we can choose to feel sad, and we can choose to feel happy. And as you say, it's about finding that inner happiness.
Yes.
Even if it's a memory, go there and feel the energy of that memory and raise your happiness levels.
Yes. And I see Eleanor asked a question about children, helping them to embrace these ideas. There's such a, as she says, there's such a materialistic generation, and we're in times that we should embrace spiritual activities. How can we make them understand? Again, it's in those little things. It's helping children is also about being in the moment with them and helping them to notice certain things, playing games with them, little mind games to get them to notice things and how those things make them feel. And when I was working at the after school club, I used to play games with the children of noticing and saying, okay, how does that feel? And how does that feel? And how would it feel if you didn't have that? Can you imagine how that would change your life? Now, how does it feel knowing that you have that blessing that you have this that somebody else might not, and to really get them into the mode of almost role playing as well. That can really help.
Right. Thank you so much, Susanne. I'm going to have to love you and leave you. Thank you so much for sharing all your wisdom and the exercises.
Thank
It's been a pleasure to talk to you.
It's been lovely. Thank you so much for having me.
Take care.